Hello, beautiful. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. If you are joining me right now, you do know I do appreciate you. If you're going to be watching this later on as a replay, I appreciate you too. I'm super excited coming to you. Have you ever wondered what it takes to have a winning practice for a great presentation? That's right. That's what we're talking about today. So we're talking about removing your blanket. That's right. I want to make sure that I am connecting because I'm streaming in more than one place. I'm streaming in one place, so I want to make sure I'm connecting to other places. But anyhow, so if you are if you are seeing my face for the very first time, my name is Christy Iwuchukwu. I'm the host of this amazing women coaches and speakers, Women's Coaching Association. And I help speakers just like you to create a compelling signature talk using the power of storytelling so that you stand out from other speakers. So in this group, you're going to get tips on how to help you with your speaking. If you have any comments, please do so and I will interact with you at the end of this video. Let's dive into it. Don't forget to comment at the end of this video. I will come back and shout you out. So you probably have seen the title of today's video. The title of today's video is, are you looking to find out what it takes to have a great presentation? That's right. Are you looking to find out what it takes to have a great presentation? Because if you do, it's time to remove your security blanket. That's right. If you do, it is time to remove your security blanket. Every so often, because I train and coach speakers, especially those that are new to speaking, I experience this topic that I'm going to talk about today. And I know when I was starting out as a speaker, I also experienced it. And that's why every time I talk from experience, because these were the challenges that I faced as a new speaker. And I know that having gone through it and learned a better way to present, that the content of this video is going to add value to your speaking. So let's dive into it. I remember when I was starting out, I get so excited about speaking. But then when the time comes for me to speak, I shrunk. I shrunk because not only did I not have confidence at that time, I shrunk because of how people were going to view me, what other people were going to say about my presentation. Maybe there were people in the room that know more than I do, and the whole 9 yards. But can I tell you that the number one thing to having a great presentation is to be yourself. That's right. Removing your security blanket. And for me, when I was starting out, I was just trying to be like anybody else but myself. But when I became myself, be comfortable in my own skin, I know that nobody else is like Christy but Christy. Every other person is an imitation of Christy. Everything changed. Everything changed. And let me know if you can relate to what I'm saying. Let me know if you can relate to what I am saying. That when you are sure of who you are, when you are comfortable in your own scale, other people are going to see it. The audience, your audience, they are going to see it. They are going to experience a different type of presenter than who is standing in front of them. And so, what does it mean not being yourself? For me, It means that sometimes I can change my voice, trying to sound like somebody else. And in essence, I was scared to death, scared of people looking at me, standing in front of people and having people look at me. And so I didn't really fully want to bring out who Christy was at that time. But can I tell you, even the people that you are presenting to, your audience, they know the real you. I don't care whether you can cross your T's or dot your I's, or you cannot cross your T's and dot my I's. And if you have been following me, you know that the first thing I tell you that I don't always cross my T's and dot my I's, but don't come to me after that, because that's just who I am. With English as a second language, sometimes I mess it up, but guess what? I am not talking to everybody. I'm not talking to many. I'm talking to that one. That's right. I'm not talking to many. I am talking to that one. And the one, when that one hears my voice, that one will listen. So I stopped worrying about it. As a matter of fact, when you stop worrying about what you sound like, what you look like, and concentrate so much about adding value to the people, it will make a difference. It will release you from trying to serve like any other person. I'll say it again. It will release you from trying to serve like any other person. When you can be yourself, I don't care whether you stand up and you forget everything else that you're going to say. But when you can be yourself and truly speak from the heart, people know. Oftentimes, let me tell you, people are not really focused on your mistakes. People are focused on you, your message, for the most part. Are there going to be people that are focusing on how you look and how you sound? Absolutely, yes. But guess what? I'd rather do that and have people know that every time they look at Christy, every time they think about Christy presenting, this is what they're going to get. That's right. I will have people know that every time they are coming to hear Christy, they already know what they are going to get, that I'm not going to cross my T's and dot my I's. That's right. The number one thing to having a great presentation is to remove your security blanket. Be yourself. That's right. Be yourself. And no wonder Lily Walters says that the success of your presentation will be judged not by the knowledge you send, but by what the listeners receive. That's right. And oftentimes we are so focused, including myself, as I was starting out in speaking, so much focus on what other people will think about how I sound, how I walk, how I look, that I forget what really matters. And what matters is bringing yourself into the presentation. Because guess what? Maybe there are other people just like you giving that presentation. Maybe there are other people that are sitting on the fence. They couldn't stand up. They couldn't speak because they are not comfortable. But when they see you, you give them hope that they too can stand up and speak and express themselves. The number two, let me tell you, I did everything wrong when I was starting out speaking. The number two is this one. Even those that are not new to speaking do the same thing. I can't even tell you, I have been in countless presentations where the speakers are standing in front of the room and losing the audience. And have I been that speaker? I was that speaker too. I was that speaker too when I was standing out. And that is not realizing that when you are standing on the podium, that it creates a barrier between you and audience. And so the second thing to watch is removing all barriers between you and the audience. That's right, removing all barriers between you and the audience. Because oftentimes when you have a physical barrier between you and the audience, it can transcend to mental barrier as well. That's right. When you have a physical barrier between you and the audience, it can also transcend to mental barrier. So what does it look like to have a physical barrier? A physical barrier can be you just standing in behind the lecture, behind the podium. And if you were like me, when I was starting out, I was holding on to that podium so much so that, I mean, the audience could tell I was nervous. Of course, when you are new to speaking, oftentimes you are nervous. People will know. But again, it also created a barrier between myself and the audience. A barrier, a physical barrier could be you are depending so heavily on your slides and your PowerPoint. I can't tell you how many times I have been to presentation and the presenter is sitting there reading and not even paying attention or looking up and look at the audience. They are so busy making sure that they read out every single thing they have written. You might as well give your audience your script and have them go home and read, because they can read as well. It is putting a physical barrier between you and the audience, and they're oftentimes not even paying you attention. But even if you have a slide, a PowerPoint, don't depend so heavily on your PowerPoint, because it takes the attention away from interacting with your audience. When you put a physical barrier between you and your audience, it will transcend sometimes to mental barrier as well. When you have a PowerPoint, you already know what you're about to think, what you're about to talk about. Don't sit there and focus on reading your PowerPoint that you neglect paying the audience the attention. So next time you speak, engage in using these two practices, being yourself and removing all barriers between you and the audience. And I want to hear from you. Tell me what you get from my topic today. And if you have other topics that you want to talk about, please go ahead and put it in the comment section, or you have any questions at all. But until next time, I thank everyone for watching. I will see you again. Bye, everybody.